Right now, you have a pocket-sized supercomputer loaded with 3 million video games, 50 different streaming apps, and a literal infinite scroll of TikToks. And yet, if your phone takes more than 3 seconds to load a video, you experience a level of existential rage that could level a small city. We are all terrified of being bored, but have you ever wondered what ancient humans did before anything existed? No phones, no books, no Netflix, not even ancient Rome or Egypt. We're talking 100,000 years ago. Just a dude named Grog, sitting in a damp cave, staring at a rock wall for 12 hours straight. For a long time, scientists thought cavemen were way too busy fighting saber-toothed tigers to get bored. Turns out, science was wrong. Prehistoric humans actually had a ridiculous amount of free time, and your current addiction to scrolling is ruining the exact brain feature that built civilization. Back in 1966, an anthropologist named Marshall Salins went out to study some of the last hunter-gatherer groups on Earth, fully expecting to see a non-stop, brutal struggle for survival. Instead, he found out they were living the dream. On average, they only worked about 15 to 20 hours a week. That's it. They'd go grab some berries, hunt a bit, and by Tuesday afternoon, done. Checklist complete. The rest of the week was completely wide open. Salins literally called them the original affluent society. Not because they had money, but because they were absolutely filthy rich in free time. But here's the problem. When a human brain has nothing to do for 50 hours a week, it starts going a little crazy. It demands entertainment. And since they couldn't scroll through Instagram, they had to improvise. We like to think that human genius invented everything out of strict necessity. Ah yes, we need to eat. Let's invent the spear. But archaeology proves that a lot of human history was just driven by pure, unadulterated boredom. Exhibit A. Blombos Cave in South Africa. Archaeologists found a bunch of tiny sea snail shells from 75,000 years ago. They weren't weapons, they weren't tools, and you couldn't eat them. Instead, some caveman had spent days rubbing a sharp rock against them to drill tiny holes, just to string them together and wear them. Imagine the sheer level of "I have nothing to do today" required to spend 48 hours making a shell necklace. Survival didn't create art. A terribly boring Tuesday afternoon did. It gets better. In Germany, scientists found a 40,000-year-old flute made out of a vulture's wing bone. Think about the sequence of events here. Some guy is sitting around, looks at a dead bird bone, and thinks, if I poke 5 holes in this and blow into it, maybe the afternoon will pass faster. Whew. Boom. Music was born. But the greatest thing boredom gave us? Gossip. According to science, about 65% of all human conversation is just social gossip. We love talking trash. And honestly, it's what saved us. Before we had language, primates bonded by picking bugs off each other's backs. But you can only pick bugs off one friend at a time. It's a terrible networking strategy. Once humans got bored sitting around campfires, they started talking. And instead of talking about hunting strategies, they started gossiping. Hey, did you see Thag run away from that small lizard yesterday? What a coward. This silly, petty gossip allowed us to figure out who we could trust without having to pick bugs off them. Boredom forced us to talk, gossip forced us to form tribes, and those tribes eventually built the modern world. Which brings us to right now. You, staring at this video. Psychologists say we are currently suffering from cognitive overload. We have completely banned boredom from our lives. The second there is a quiet moment, waiting in line, riding an elevator, sitting on the toilet, we pull out the phone. But your brain has a secret mode called the default mode network. It only turns on when you are doing absolutely, positively nothing. It's the engine behind your best ideas, your creativity, and your mental sanity. And by feeding it constant content, we are starving it. For 300,000 years, humanity used the quiet moments of boredom to invent art, music, language, and society. So next time you feel that itch to open another app, just stop, let your brain marinate in the silence for a minute, stare at a wall, be a caveman. Because history shows that the coolest things happen when you have absolutely nothing to do.